Okay. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Cannabiz Café, and welcome to Cannabiziac. Thank you for those who are here with us in the Zoom lounge, as well as those who are streaming with us on social media. Cannabiziac Cafe is underway. This is our first event of the year, and we are super excited if you joined us or tuned in for our New Year's Eve cannabis or cannabash virtual New Year's Eve cannabash. You know that we had a grand old time counting down the time, counting down the new year in every single time zone with so many um, amazing leaders and legacy leaders in the cannabis industry. So we had an amazing time, and we want to first just thank everyone who joined us for New Year's Eve. We also want to thank everyone who's been on this journey with us since last year. It's been an amazing journey since we started our soft launch back in April, and then our official launch in July through September, where we launched several different events and initiatives. So thank you for being with us. And now we're here in 2021. And boy, has 2021 gotten off to a very, very interesting start. So before we get into that, just a little bit about Cannabiziac. Cannabiziac is your cannabis-focused incubator, accelerator, and co-working company. We are developing a global ecosystem where we are creating networking opportunities, educational opportunities, and opportunities to access and for resources, whether it's capital or learning resources, or just being able to connect with experts and thought leaders from around the world. That is what we're doing here at Cannabiziac. So we have several ways that you can get involved. You can join our membership for as little as $20 a month, which Danielle will go into membership a little later this morning. And so we do have some of our members on here this morning, but for Cannabiziac Cafe, it's a very short check-in, kicking off the week. Want to talk about some of the hot topics that's got us all buzzing. Also want to make sure that we introduce those who are here. This is a great way to network as well. So we're going to start with those who are in the Zoom lounge to introduce themselves. And I'll start with myself. And those who introduce themselves, just tell us who you are, what you do, where you're checking in from. And what's the goal that you have, since this is our first event of the year? What's the goal that you have for 2021, and how do you plan on working towards crushing that goal this week? And then we'll get into some hot topics. So my name is Anne Marie Sorrell. I am the co-founder and president of Cannabiziac, and my goal for 2021 for Cannabiziac is that we help make an impact by helping either 21 businesses start or grow and scale to the next level in 2021. So that's at minimum, that is our goal, or that's my personal goal anyway. So, so we're gonna kick it over to Beth, if Beth will come on and share where. Hi, Beth.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning and welcome.
I am thrilled to be here, and I had some family stuff I had to take care of on New Year's Eve with a grandma, or I would have been partying with you. And
no worries, you were
I'm
there
really
in
looking
spirit,
forward.
Beth.
Thank you. 2021, and I love that goal, Amory, and I want to help, definitely help those 21 businesses through Cannabiziac. And 2021, I did a big thing. My word for the year is intention. I'm really pausing, taking a breath before I do things, before I say things, because I have very strong intentions. And I intentionally want to build an inclusive community in the hemp industry, and specifically help small businesses, mom and pop, families own land, grow hemp, or start your business. And that's my intention. And I'm thrilled to be a part of Cannabiziac with that, because together I really, I have a lofty goal. It won't happen in 1 year, but I've set a goal of I would like to help 1 million Americans grow at least 1 acre of hemp. And when I say 1 million Americans, they're Americans that look like people in this room. I really want to see Black farmers, female and men in the business. I want to see more Latinx people owning land and farming their own land. So I'm really focused on helping those small businesses and small families get started. And I'm thrilled to be here and a part of this Cannabiziac and all we're doing here to incubate and help folks. So thank you for having me, and glad to be a part of it.
Beth, I am so excited to hear your goal. You may think it's lofty, but together, and I love the fact that you're, part of what we're doing, and we're gonna make that goal happen together. And I am so excited and look forward to it, because many people may not know this. And I was just reading an article a couple of weeks ago, particularly Black farmers. We have lost in a matter of 60 years or so, we've lost over 200 million acres of land, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around that number.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of land. There used to be about, I think there's only about 50,000 Black farmers right now in the country, and there used to be like 1 million.
Yes.
And that's a drastic reduction.
Yep, and we're going to start small, but the idea is to get as many as possible to get their land back, and that's and even we hopefully have expungement coming, and those individuals, gosh, if I could wave a magic wand, I would love to see every person that's expunged from cannabis receive an acre of land and be able to start over. Because they've lost so much and things were stolen and taken from them, and it's time we make that right. And hey, we're gonna help everybody in the process. You're welcome.
we are. And listen, if we can't get everyone a physical acre of land, we want to darn sure do our best to make sure that we're giving every person an opportunity to enter the marketplace and enter the space through, whether it's through entrepreneurship or through a career path in cannabis. So we're definitely on the same page with that, Beth. Awesome. We have, Mary, help me, Yamara. Yamara, you want to introduce yourself?
I've been trying to have her say hi. It's Yamara. Hello. I know she was having audio troubles earlier, so I don't know.
If she's having audio issues, we'll come back. Scott has joined us. Scott, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, y'all. My name's Scott Weldon. I am here in Charleston, South Carolina. I am the director of South Carolina NORML. We are a South Carolina chapter of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. I heard about the Cannabiziac gathering through the hemp accountant, who is right here in the Charleston area as well, and has actually joined our board as our treasurer to help us with our financial organizational issues here. I'm not personally looking to start a business in the cannabis industry at this point, although I'm probably open to opportunities as laws change in South Carolina. As you all may know, South Carolina is probably one of the most restrictive areas to have any type of cannabis, although the hemp laws have been in effect. I think we're going into our 3rd year of growing here in South Carolina. But I'm here basically just hear a little bit more about your organization, what goes on here, and maybe learn a little something. So I'm just here to kind of observe, but thanks for having me.
Awesome. Scott, are you familiar with Mayor Terrence Colbert?
The name's not familiar. What town would that be?
I'm not sure the exact time, but I know he is in the area, the South Carolina. He's in South Carolina, but he's definitely interested in getting involved in bringing, in helping with legislating for cannabis legalization.
What's the last name again?
It is Colbert, Colbreth, I'm sorry, Culbreath, Colbreth, Terrence Colbreth. He connected with me on the Clubhouse app as well as via Instagram. But thank you for being here, Scott. With what Normal does is so critical, especially to our discussion this morning when we're talking about the different hot topics. And we're going to definitely get into, especially now that Georgia is blue.
As far as the MORE Act's concerned for the this legislative session coming up, we're very happy that that the Senate will be controlled by the Democratic Party because they're more likely to move that legislation forward.
Exactly. And so we definitely want to get into that discussion. So please stand by. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're inclusive of not just career and entrepreneurial opportunities, but it's so important that we're also very actively involved in the advocacy and in social justice issues as well. So thank you for being here and being that voice for the industry.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Mariella. Mariella.
Hello, good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Welcome.
Hello, Happy New Year's to all. It's just been a hectic morning with the kids, but I just wanted to jump on here, see what's going on, wish everyone a Happy New Year's. And
thank you. Well, welcome. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself, Mariella.
For those of you that haven't seen me around, I'm Mariella Cannabis with Rosebud Cannabis. We are in Puerto Rico, and we are getting ready to finally open up our cultural cannabis community, where we are going to be allowing not only patients on the island already, but patients back in the States that have their valid ID to come visit our dispensaries, and they're going to have an environment where they can consume and have that accessibility. And hopefully by the summer, we're going to also be adding Airbnb containers that are also going to be open to anyone that's coming to visit. So you'll have a place to stay that you can consume. Just this weekend, I had to go over to the San Juan area because I'm in Isabela and it's like a 3-hour drive. And since I had some events over there, I decided, well, I'll stay. And one of the major things that we had was that, yeah, we have a dispensary in every single corner, but we had nowhere to consume. You obviously can't consume in the hotel. Most Airbnbs don't even allow people, they're not even permitting smoking, so let alone cannabis. So definitely a place where people have that accessibility to consume. I think it's really important, and especially having a place that is a safe environment versus having just everyone, just kind of go out and just do what they do or in public places. So to have that establishment, and also where we can have the community come together, everyone can share their experiences, how cannabis has helped them. It'll definitely help with the destigmatizing of cannabis. So hopefully the whole cannabis industry flourishes. I hear some great things for Puerto Rico as it is. But I really think that 2021 is definitely going to be the year that we're going to see a lot more cannabis. We're going to see a lot more businesses, and hopefully we're going to see a lot of different manufacturing, hemp fibers. And then that's just the way that we're just going to be moving now into the future.
Thank you, Mariella. I am super excited for you and the things you're doing, but
Thank
definitely
you. Thank
also
you.
excited for Puerto Rico.
Yes, yes. I'm very excited for them. And hopefully by 2022, Florida is going to be next.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, I hear great, great things. So hopefully that's coming next.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're on a good track, a good trajectory. So
Yes,
we're gonna keep pushing the envelope for sure.
definitely, definitely.
Awesome. We have a couple of our founding team members as well as some of our marketing team members. Mary, Danielle, Mary Lou, Angela, and Shavana. Please introduce yourself. So, Mary, if you want to go first.
Good morning. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us this first Cannabis Monday in 2021. Happy to have you all here. Always excited to see what the new year brings. And I'm sure we have a lot in store. So make sure to join all our events and check out our newsletters that we send you to see what we have to offer and what you might be interested in. I'm the operations director here at Cannabiziac, and if you have any questions or anything, feel free to always email and I'll help. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Lou. I mean, Mary. Mary Lou, you're next.
Good morning. My name is Mary Lou Northern, and I am the Director of Events and Special Events and Campaigns for Cannabiziac. Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you, Mary Lou. Danielle.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday, happy New Year. My name is Danielle, and I am the Director of Membership. So if you are interested in joining us as a member after this call, I would be your person to talk to. You can reach out to, all you have to do is reach out through the email address provided on our website, or if you would like my information directly, I can drop it in the chat and we can move forward with making sure that you become a member.
Awesome. Shavana.
Good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. My name is Shabana, and I'm the Marketing and PR Associate for Mosaic. I hope you continue attending all of our events and checking out for any new updates.
Awesome. Thank you, Shavana. Angie, I know if you were on a call, I'm not sure if you can introduce yourself.
I know, I'm here now. Hey, everybody. My name is Angela Perry. I'm on the marketing team for Cannabiziac. Glad you guys are here. I'm going to be posting an event survey shortly. So if you guys can please take that, we'll be happy for your feedback. And thank you for coming.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to jump right into our hot topics. And for those who are joining us on Facebook, we'll be, looking for your questions. So those who are here with us in the Zoom cafe, in our Cannabiz Cafe via Zoom, please feel free to either drop your questions in the chat or just unmute yourself and ask the questions. Those who are on Facebook will be looking for your questions in the comments, and we'll try to answer them. So I think this was, Scott, you're about to be put on the hot spot from Beth. The new Secretary of Commerce wants government to own dispensaries, and Secretary of AG Monsanto Man wants to help government own cannabis and hemp seeds. How big of a fight do we have on our hands?
Sorry, I always stay diligent no matter who's in office. And those are my two biggest concerns for our industry with the new appointments. So help me, Scott. What do we do?
I don't really think it's going to be that huge of a fight at this point. You're going to get a lot more pushback from the businesses, the emerging businesses. It's something that I don't follow really closely, mainly because what Normal does is we push for citizen-related initiatives.
Gotcha.
So the business side of it isn't something I'm quite on top of, although as an organization that looks out for the well-being of the citizenry in the cannabis business industry, You know, we advocate for home grow. Having the government owning the rights to the different seed strains would, go against what we would, you know, think would be the right thing for citizens. We want safe access. We want, for cannabis users, and that would mean, having as little government control on it as possible. I would feel the same way about the dispensaries. Uh, I,
I worry about that Pennsylvania model. I grew up in Pennsylvania.
Well, I
so
was just going to say that. I
worry
grew up
about
in
that.
Pennsylvania with the Pennsylvania state liquor stores.
Yeah.
And so there's that battle's been going on and going on. And yeah, I fear that's sort of same model as well. And again, for the citizenry of the nation, excuse me, is we want them to be able to have retail businesses as well as, and not have, again, all that oversight involved. As long as we do believe in regulation, because again, we want that safe product. We want testing. That's one of the things that we as a state level organization here with Normal are very cautious about any kind of promotion of any type of CBD product at this point, primarily because it's not regulated. And so some of we've seen some reports, some of the testing that's been done where 80% or so are coming back as being reported not containing what they say they contain. Some may be over, some may be under, some may have none at all. And so that's where for consumers, we advocate for testing so that we know what product or they know what product that they're getting. And so without that regulation at this point, we as an organization have to be very cautious that we're not promoting a product that we're not quite clear on what it contains.
So, Scott, I guess overall, and thank you, man, Normal has been around forever. And
50 years.
Yeah. I've been around for a little bit too. So I remember when it wasn't cool and we were still out there doing our work. And I just want to thank you for that. And I think I'm hoping I have the same sentiment. We got to stay diligent, but hopefully if we stay active, we keep working on self-regulation with our own, facts and figures and really help educate this new administration. I'm hoping we have a better chance in the next, at least 2 years to really educate and make an impact. So I'm glad you're here, Scott, because it's always important to support Normal, know what y'all are up to, and make sure that as an industry and a community, we're all working together. So thank you.
And it's events like this that are keeping that conversation in the forefront throughout our communities. So I want to thank you all for being here and for talking about cannabis in any aspect. I've tried to tell people that I'm passionate about the subject. My wife will kind of nod and wink and say, he's obsessed. And I must say I am. If you want to start talking about cannabis, about almost any sort of angle on it, I'm usually there for the conversation.
No, that's definitely good. So Scott, what's one of the number one topics that's top of your mind this morning?
Well, as we've sort of mentioned, with Georgia, with the Senate turning blue as soon as the inauguration takes place, that was something I was watching just I guess recently. I'm unaware exactly how the legislature starts at the federal level. Here in South Carolina, tomorrow is the start of the 124th session, which is a 2-year session of our legislature here at the state level. I don't know if they have a start date at the federal level or as soon as my understanding was as soon as the elections in Georgia are certified, the legislature is the new legislature. And at that point, Vice President Pence is the deciding voter So it's still a Republican majority until the swearing in on the 20th. 20th? Yes.
Yeah, the 20th.
And yeah, so to me, that's sort of a strange, interesting dynamic. But with that said, as soon as the 20th, rolls through, I think the biggest push really is to get the MORE Act moving forward again. There was a symbolic House vote back in December that it passed. It is now being redrafted for the new legislature. And I'm not exactly sure what the updates in it are, but it is being redrafted and modified. I think there was a lot of questions concerned about some tax language in that particular bill, and they wanted to change that. I don't know exactly what all the details are, but with that coming back up and it having pretty good priority, my goal, I guess, for 2021 is to inspire our voters to contact our legislators, to stay on them on a regular basis and say, this is important legislation to us. We need it to move forward. We need to deschedule marijuana. We need to take that off the Schedule 1 at the federal level, and we need it to pass both houses. And the MORE Act also includes funding for expungement. Expungement is very important. I think I heard earlier in the conversation as I was kind of tuning in, expungement should come with that acre of land so you can start growing your own. Not a bad idea. I kind of like
Not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, but we still have a long way to go. It's not going to be an easy road to hoe. I think I heard somebody say the other day something along the lines of, it's not going to be an easy shot, but at least we now have a target.
Right.
And that target to me is moving that MORE Act through both the House and the Senate, getting marijuana off Schedule 1 and moving forward from there. That has been one of the biggest complaints here in South Carolina, or should I say oppositions from legislators here in South Carolina, is it's federally illegal. So if we could change that, we might be able to change some minds in South Carolina. Although I do think we have a pretty good chance of medical marijuana coming up this year. So not a real good bill, but it's very restrictive as far as the qualifying conditions. But I believe we're getting a lot of support from legislators for what's known as the South Carolina Compassionate Care Act here. So those are, two goals: is federal level, the MORE Act; state level is get a medical bill at least started here. And we're also pushing hard for decriminalization and for ending civil asset forfeiture as well.
Absolutely. No, that's we're definitely all watching over the next 60 days what happens. I think the new administration has so much on their hands right out the gate. But I think this is definitely going to be legalization in the MORE Act. Definitely needs to be a priority. I think it will be. So
I'm hoping the priority is there for it. My fear is, and I've heard this argument quite often from the right side of the aisle, is people saying, well, why didn't Obama just pass it then when he had the chance? They had a two-year period where they had the House and the Senate. And they were so busy trying to fix what happened in the administration before in that first period that marijuana was not a priority at that time. Cannabis was not a priority at that time. We're hoping it's more of a priority now. We're hoping that there's no real huge presidential mistakes that happen between now and the inauguration that requires 2 years to fix, so that we can get some of this other legislation moving and pass. It's been sitting blocked on McConnell's desk for eons here.
What do you think if the administration looks at it in a couple of different ways? Number one, with cannabis being ruled as essential during the pandemic, maybe that will help kind of push it forward. And then also from an economic development standpoint, for states that many are kind of bleeding.
And that's exactly what you hear a lot of that from, I guess it's Governor Wolf and Deputy Governor, I just blanked on his name, Fetterman, up in Pennsylvania, is the economic impact that recreational will have for the state. They are already a medical state, but they're looking for that additional economic impact of the adult user. And I believe these statistics will show that in the states that have legalized for recreational use to this point, you've seen a reduction of opioid usage and you've seen an alcohol usage reduction. Two things that are much more detrimental to health than cannabis is.
Exactly. So I think we just have to keep the pressure on, and call, email, talk to whoever we need to in all of our respective states to move it forward.
I've often heard that they actually take a little more impact from a handwritten letter than like an email or just some pre-printed out text or something, but a handwritten letter, because they have to actually read letters when they come in and then document them in their ledgers and give a brief synopsis of what came in. So they have to read them, and just something about a handwritten letter seems to have that little bit more of a personal impact to the legislators. So if you do have a good story to tell them, write it out by hand, or ask somebody, to help you get it written out by hand. I'd hate to have to do it myself. I look like a pharmacist or a doctor. My father was a doctor, and I kind of inherited his handwriting. But they do. They appreciate handwritten. Any option you have, get out and lobby them early. Depending on what state you are, it's usually pretty easy to find who your legislators are by finding the website of your state, of your local state house. I can tell you here in South Carolina, it's scstatehouse.gov, but a real quick Google should help you find your local legislators and click on them. Basically, put in your address so that they know who your legislators are, what districts you're in. It'll give you your legislators and usually their contact information at both the Capitol and their home district offices. So contact them, let them know this is important to you. I heard an advocate one day say, if somebody says to you, oh yeah, I already called them, just tell them, call again, do it again, keep going, over and over. We need to keep pounding it home to them that the voters, the citizens want these laws changed. The numbers prove that in every survey that we see. Even here in South Carolina, where except for hemp, it's completely illegal. The numbers are like in the 70 to 80 percentile across our entire population that want to see at least medical marijuana move forward. And the numbers aren't a whole lot lower that they want to see adult use. No.
Yeah, no, you're right, and I think that's nationwide. Just based on some of the stats that I've been reading lately, it's definitely trending upwards towards 70% of the country has changed their perception as relates to most forms of cannabis, and are okay with the legalization. So I think we just have to keep educating. I think that's the biggest thing, where we need more people sharing their stories. And I want to give a shout out to one of our followers on Facebook that's tuned in, Melissa Faulkner, who is chiming in the chat, and I'll share some of her testimony. She has a mom with two boys. She's a mom with two boys with epilepsy. So, she has a story of how cannabis is helping her family. She says we need individuals in the cannabis family to run for political positions so our voices are heard. Definitely agree with you on that, Melissa. Let's see some of the other things she talked about here. She wants cannabis to be as mainstream as a glass of wine, for sure. And let's see, she says, my 8-year-old son, Joshua, spoke in front of the State House begging Governor Baker not to take his medicine away. I opened for Badfish at the Freedom Rally 2 years ago. So thank you, Melissa, and allowing your children to be involved in this conversation because it's benefiting them. So I think it's really important for people to understand the power and the medicinal benefits of the plant, the flower. And we just have to keep putting these stories at the forefront of how it's impacting the lives of people. Okay, so we try to keep this session about an hour, and we're coming up on that hour. So Scott, is there, what do you think the look ahead is for this month? And Beth and anyone else that wants to chime in, what do you foresee as we look ahead for the the rest of January? Because last week was already a little crazy. So what do you think the forecast is for the rest of this month? If you can look in your crystal balls.
Well, the couple things that I do know, at least locally here in South Carolina, is the medical bills. The Senate Bill S-150 is the Senate version of the South Carolina Compassionate Care Act. I listened to a interview with Senator Tom Davis, who is the primary sponsor on that bill, a couple of days ago. He expects that to be moved through subcommittee later on this month, probably the second week of the legislature, which again, it starts tomorrow. So probably toward the end of January, he's hoping that there is a hearing and a vote. Generally, those are kind of interesting events where the peanut gallery, as I like to call it, is filled up with both opponents and supporters. You'll see a lot of uniforms and badges kind of line the halls because South Carolina likes to rally law enforcement to sort of lobby against. I disagree with that that practice, but the reason I'm kind of bringing it up because his comments were also then that in probably the very early February, they will hopefully move that then out of the primary medical affairs committee. So there's a subcommittee and then the committee above that. And they're hoping then to have actually, at that point, when it moves out of that committee, it gets a floor vote for the Senate. If it passes the Senate, it would then move over to the House and get amended or changed or voted on, and that kind of starts the process there. But these next couple of weeks in South Carolina are going to be really important to lobby about the medical bills. If you're lobbying to your senators, it's Bill S-150. If you're lobbying to your House, your representatives in the House here in South Carolina, it is H-3361 that you'll ask them to co-sponsor and sign onto and vote for when it comes up to vote at the floor vote. In the meantime, I don't have the information on those particular medical committees, but it is basically would be to lobby to those particular committee members and say, please push this forward, please make sure this gets a vote. And so that, as far as our state level, is my goal. Federal level, I'm not so sure. I have to kind of see what happens with the finalization of the draft of the MORE Act when that gets completed. But same kind of thing applies as we get our new legislature in place. Day after the inauguration, get out your pens, get out your keyboards, contact the new legislators that are in place. Ask them to support any marijuana legislation that you feel needs to be supported. Like I say, we push the MORE Act. I don't have the bill number in front of me, but you say the MORE Act, they know which one we're talking about. And the other thing I would suggest too is ask your legislators to join the Congressional Cannabis Caucus. That is, I think, across both the House and the Senate. If I'm correct, I might not be, but the Congressional Cannabis Caucus that's another thing when you're contacting your legislators. Please join the Congressional Cannabis Caucus and help us reform marijuana laws. I'm going to check that off my list for this month.
I love it. Thanks, Scott. And I'll definitely make sure here in Florida that we make that push for our legislators to join the Congressional Cannabis Caucus as well. So I will make a note for us to have that push. And we'll also, I don't know if you'll be joining us for Hemp Happy Hour on Wednesday, but we'll continue to make that announcement throughout our upcoming events as well.
Wonderful, thank you.
No problem. Beth, what do you think?
As an entrepreneur, I think the next couple of weeks is a good time to, while there's going to be chaos and no one can predict what's going to happen in the political theater realm, I think it's a great time for entrepreneurs to take a breath, focus on your goals, build your community, build your foundation now over the next couple of weeks of who you want to align and learn with. And yeah, I'm with Scott. Even on a small business level, I think, we still got a fight on our hands, but I think we can make a lot more progress. And I just think calmer heads need to prevail right now. And it's also, my opinion, it's a great opportunity to help educate some of these newer people coming into office, because the transition is not going to be smooth. And anyone who's taken a new job anywhere, when there is not help from transition, you're looking for help. So let's find those new representatives that are in office and let's focus, at least I'm trying, rather than taking on the fight, I'm this year going to take on the support role. Let's find those people that want to work with us. Oregon, I'm really lucky to have Blumenauer and Merkley and Betsy Johnson and really common sense folks that understand farming, cannabis, hemp, but not every state has that. So let's find the new folks that are on the Cannabis Caucus or maybe don't know about it. Let's support those folks and let's also work together and let's really start building our own businesses, owning our own land, owning our own businesses. We need to do that as many numbers as possible, because those are the voices that have dollars attached to them, and those voices are heard louder in our government. It's just the way it is. So let's support each other and let's do this. I'm excited. It's going to be a rough one the next couple of weeks, folks. So I'm glad we get to see each other again. This is reality right here, not what's on TV. Right here, we got this. We got this. So absolutely. I'm thrilled about 2021. I'm ready for the fight because I'm ready to support a lot of folks in doing some good stuff. So again, I'm just thrilled to be a part of Cannabiziac because I know a lot of folks have the same excited goals to be moving forward.
Absolutely. No, you're definitely spot on, both you and Scott, and we have our work cut out, but I'm excited about it. I think with focus, with true collaboration, with us coming together, like you said, in a supportive role, and however we can formulate that collectively for us to, again, whether it's pushing people to join pushing a new legislator to join a coalition, or setting up joint conversations and meetings with them to help educate them, whatever that may be, we're definitely on board. We're not here to reinvent the wheel. We're here to support initiatives and organizations like Normal in their efforts. So whatever we can do as a collective force, that is what we're here for, and definitely creating entrepreneurs. And so with doing that, we're going to go into a couple of things that we have coming up. I do believe we also have a a raffle. And in our chat, Scott has posted the link for Congressional Cannabis Caucus. So we'll also share that link if Angela or Shavonna can share that link on in the comments on the Facebook conversation as well. We want to make sure that whatever state you're in, you send this and reach out to your congressional folks and send this link over to them and encourage them to join this caucus. So a couple of things that we have. So Danielle, do you have any membership updates you want to share? I know we have a member of the month that we're going to highlight, of course. And if you're not a member, make sure you become a member so you can get spotlighted. Danielle, are you ready?
Yes, give me 1 second.
Okay. So while Danielle is preparing, let me also make sure she has, assuming she has access to share her screen. Those who are here, please join. Please take our survey. We want to make sure that we hear from you so that we can continuously improve our events and make sure that we're bringing you the information that is beneficial and impactful for you. So please take our survey. There's a survey in the chat here in our Zoom lounge, and we will also share the link in the Facebook comments as well. So please take the survey. And
Anne-Marie, can you make me a host, please?
Mary Lou, can you make Danielle a co-host? Okay, Mary Lou has to, I'm not a host. So
yes, I made a host.
Okay, all right, awesome. So Danielle's gonna be sharing that information for our member of the month.
Good morning, everyone. I am back, and our member spotlight and member of the month is Kayla Haddix-Hurd, who is the founder of Hippie Hempster. Kayla will be speaking with us and sharing some information about her business at Hemp Happy Hour this Wednesday. So if you haven't already registered, please register for Hemp Happy Hour taking place this Wednesday at 6 p.m. and you can register at cannabiziac.com/events. Also, if you're looking to become a member, our membership starts as low as $20 a month. So you can also, and I will drop this in the chat as well, or on Facebook Live if you're tuning in via Facebook, to check out our membership packages on our Cannabiziac website as well.
Awesome. And for anyone who joins Cannabiziac this month, you will receive a complimentary book, which will be our featured book of the month, which I'm going to talk about in a second as a part of our upcoming event. So every month we feature a author, and we have a live chat with the author. But we also will include and send you the book of the month along with our welcome kit. And our welcome kit, you will receive this nice Cannabiziac mug so that you'll be ready for Cannabiziac Cafe. We also have a raffle, I believe. So before I go into the upcoming events, are we ready for our raffle? And I want to welcome Grace. Grace, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Did you want to introduce yourself quickly before we go into the raffle?
Yes, my name is Grace, and I have just a kind of background. I'm a grant writer by trade, but I'm also an entrepreneur. And so I make my own CBD cream, hemp cream. And so I'm definitely interested in learning more about this industry in all aspects because I enjoy being knowledgeable about it before I put it out there. And so that's why I joined this group so that I could be more knowledgeable about this product. And so I appreciate you all's expertise.
Thank you, Grace, and we welcome you and thank you for joining us. We've had a great discussion this morning just about some hot topics. So this this meeting will be on our YouTube channel. So for anyone who missed the beginning of it, you can always go back to our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel to hear it again. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. So a couple of announcements. Are we ready for the raffle yet or no?
What time zone y'all in? Just out of curiosity.
What time does this meeting end?
What time zone?
Oh, we're in the Eastern time zone. Which one are
that's why
you
I
in,
missed it.
Grace?
I'm Central.
Okay.
Next time.
Okay, no, usually this is the first Monday of the month, but because of the new year, we end up pushing it to this Monday.
Okay.
So usually this event is the first Monday of the month.
Okay.
Okay. Mary Lou, do we have the raffle?
Yes, we have the raffle. Mary?
She's muted. Uh-oh, we can't hear you, Mary, your volume. Oh, no. Okay, well, while we get her volume together, just some announcements. So on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, we have our monthly hemp happy hour, which is another great networking event. Our very own Mary Lou, who is our in-house mixologist, will be giving us the New Year drink of the month, our January drink of the month. We'll be having everyone introduce themselves, getting a chance to network and connect with each other. We'll talk about some additional topics. So you don't want to miss out on our hemp happy hour as well. And we are about to do our raffle, and then I'll do the other announcements. All right, so let's spin the wheel. All right, so Beth is our winner of our raffle. Beth, you have won a complimentary ticket to any upcoming event of your choice. So for those who are just joining us, our Hemp Happy Hour and our Cannabiz Café are free to attend. However, our Cannabiziac University webinar and our Book of the Month is a paid event, but members are able to attend complimentary. So Beth, I know that you are a member. If you do want to gift your ticket to someone else, you can absolutely feel free to do so.
No, that's great. I have somebody I was just talking to that Bianca that I was just bragging about Cannabiziac and want her to get involved. So I'm gonna share that with her.
Okay, Mary, you may want to stop sharing your screen because we're seeing your whole calendar. Awesome. So congratulations, Beth, as our winner of our raffle today. And Beth, you will also receive some swag as a part of your giveaway for today. So you can also, if you choose to gift your swag, that's perfectly fine. The more folks that we have with Cannabiziac swag, the better. I see your coaster, Beth. So Beth clearly got her member kit.
Oh yeah.
So these are all of the wonderful benefits that you all can receive for becoming a member. Literally, your membership pays for itself every month. As a result of the complimentary events you get, the access you get, the swag you get, and more. So we have upcoming on the 20th, we have Cannabiziac University, which will be featuring the topic this month is Cannabis on the Move, Embracing Standards to Ensure Consumer Protections. And it's featuring special guest Darwin Miller, who's the owner and founder of TSOC LLC Subcommittee, Vice Chair of ASTM International. So you don't want to miss this event. In addition, and you can register, and for members, this event is complimentary. For non-members, the event is $10 to attend. And our next event for our Book of the Month, which we're super excited. We're always excited because we have such great authors. We'll be joined by, this month we're featuring, Black Tuna Diaries So if you have not read that book, this is your chance to go ahead and get your copy. So Black Tuna Diaries it's about greed and evil and America's longest imprisoned nonviolent marijuana offender. And so this book is by Robert Platshorn, owner of the nonprofit, The Silver Tour, a national cannabis education and legalization network. So check out both events. Again, for members, this event is complimentary. For non-members, it is $10 to attend. So please check out both of those events. You can find more information on our website as well as on our social media platforms. So share it and let others know. We're also super excited. You're hearing it here. Starting on the 20th, we will be launching our online learning, Cannabiziac Learning on Demand. So we have 5 courses that will be launching on the 20th. So we're just thrilled, and it's through our partnership with Illinois Equity Staffing, our good friend, Ms. Shawnee Williams. So you'll learn more about that on the 20th, but just be ready to get that out, because this is how we're going to be educating and getting folks involved in the industry, whether it's through an entrepreneurial path or a career path. So those are our announcements. Any closing thoughts? Grace, I know you just joined us. Beth, Scott, Mary, anyone with any closing thoughts that you want to share before we wrap up? Okay, well, if not, we will see you all this Wednesday at our Hemp Happy Hour, as well as our other upcoming events this month. Lots of exciting things ahead. Thank you all for joining us. Thanks for tuning in, those who are with us on social media. And we'll see you Wednesday. Have a good day and an amazing week, everyone.
Thank you all.